Hello there, thank you for joining me for That's the Way It Is. I'm your host, BC. Today I'm going to talk about a video I watched, and it's really sad what exactly happened. Now what's going on is there was a young man who I believe he was 19 years old. He killed 2 people, and he agreed to a video because he wanted to, I guess, express his thoughts about what had happened. And here's what's going on. Now, he has had a history. He goes into talking about how he had like 6 months of juvie here, and a few days in jail there for little minor things. And he said that was pretty normal. He didn't go into why he was in those places or what had happened. Excuse me. But he did say that that night, him and some friends, they hopped a train. They went down a little ways, got off, and they went for the intent to rob someone. That's the whole purpose of them doing this, is they were going to rob someone. And what happened, even though, well, here's what he said. He said that he thought that, they bolted up. They bolted up on him. So he shot him. He killed him. He shot one in the head twice. One time wasn't enough. He had to do it twice. Excuse me. And when the lady asked him, said, and I'm going to try to post the video down below. And when the lady asked him, says, they're having a funeral of these 2 guys today. Is there any remorse for them and, for the family? He said none. And she said, no regrets. She kept on. She was like, no regrets at all. And he said the only regret that he had is that he carried his gun that night, is that he had a gun. That's crazy. Now I do believe that they need to look into people they are allowed to carry guns. Now, why a 19-year-old would need a gun, I really don't know. I think that pretty much with, just with not only the appearance of the young man, and not that looks matter, but from when I'm talking about looks, I'm talking about the way he's talking. It was really questionable whether he should have had a gun or not. Really. But with him having the background that he was talking about, I would have thought that maybe he wouldn't have had a gun anyway. But it might not even been his gun. So, it doesn't much matter. But what does matter is he had no remorse. Now, this goes into what I've been talking about as far as, we taking care of our kids. Now, I would love to know what the history or the background is of this young man, what his family life was, the friends he chose, things of that nature. Now, he said that he hopes he gets the death penalty because he would kill again. Excuse me. He had he did not, had all these questions, he did not hesitate one time. It's like he had already thought this out. He had already knew what the answer was to the questions. Like he had known days ahead. So that right there tells you, excuse me, the mindset that we allow some of our kids to get. Now, things could have been different with this young man. If somebody would have got him in a church, or somebody would have took the time and say, hey, look, why do you think the way you're thinking? Something different. And that would have saved 2 lives there. And that's what I've been talking about. If we do not take care of our kids, they're liable to do anything. They can grow up to do anything if you just take care of them. And I don't think that this young man was taken care of. I really don't. Because I'm going to tell you what, if you would have talked like that in the house I grew up in, you would not only got a hand in your mouth, you would have got a mouthful of soap too. And then you may have gotten a beat down. Seriously. Because this guy was bad. So when I post this video, it's not for you kids to watch. I'm going to tell you that. And when I posted it on Facebook, I stressed that this was not for young minds. Because it isn't. You don't want your kids to watch something like this. But I want you to see the kind of mindset that I've been talking about when it comes to our youth. What we have allowed to happen by not doing what was right. I guess you could say we helped bring them into the world with the Lord, thank God. But when they get here, we just do nothing. You know, it's like we put them on autopilot and, you know, let the chips fall where they may. That's wrong. That should never happen. If you got a kid, remember, you got a responsibility. I'd like to thank you for joining me, and you have a wonderful day. And I'm going to start off the new year with a new phrase, agape.